open up your awareness in itself to where you'll start to notice that the women who talk the most ish when it comes to men, you know that there are some flaws there within their self-worth and their self-esteem. They may pretend all day with the outside, but again, energy does not lie. Hey loves, it's your girl She, and I'm back with another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about inner work when it comes to relationships, because inner work is so important, y'all. Like, this is the foundation of any relationship. But before we get started, y'all already know what to do. Go ahead and give your girl a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss an upload from me. Also, y'all, if y'all like these glasses that I'm rocking, do y'all see these? They're so cute. If you like these, then I'll make sure that I leave the link in the description box. That way you can go ahead and just go to the site and check out what they have. And also you can use my code SHE15 to get some money off, okay? All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and jump into the topic, inner work. On some of my previous videos, I have talked about inner work. A lot of people are missing when it comes to relationship is the inner work part, especially for individuals who have been in relationships and they've had trauma. Relationships just didn't go the way they wanted them to. And instead of them actually taking time to do the inner work, they just jump into the next relationship, or even worse, they decide that they don't want to be in a relationship due to the trauma, and they find themselves hopping from one situationship to the next situationship, trying to fulfill a void, and it just never works out. So I'm just going to be sharing some things from my point of view when it comes to self-love, inner work, and the things that I've actually done to be able to attract a healthy relationship. Every relationship that you have are all interconnected, because we are all connected, okay? And I'm getting a little metaphysical here. Y'all know, for those of you who've been rocking me for a long time, y'all know that's just how I do, okay? I don't separate the physical from the spiritual. I think that it's all connected. So as human beings, we are all connected. Relationships are so important to our being, okay? If we look at even psychology and we look at the hierarchy of needs, okay, relationships is right up there at the top. Everybody, every human being on this planet thrives and has a need to be in some form of relationship. That's why I always say relationships matter. No matter how you try to pretend that it doesn't, it does, okay? Now, the key to having a healthy relationship is having a healthy relationship with yourself. Because like I always say, relationships are mirrors, okay? All relationships are mirrors of yourself. How you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself, okay? All of it is a reflection of how you feel about yourself, all right? How healthy your relationships are. So, one of the first steps when it comes to inner work is self-love. Self-love to me is the key to everything. Self-love. And I'm about to break down from my point of view what self-love is, okay? And why is it so important when it comes to this your relationship and this journey, all of this. I'm gonna break down why I feel self-love is so important, okay? This is the key to all relationships, not just romantic relationships. But today, I'm gonna be talking about self-love and how it's important for you to form a healthy romantic relationship, okay? But again, you can take this information and you can apply it to all relationships across the board if you want them to thrive and be healthy, okay? It doesn't just stop at romantic relationships, but I'll be referring a lot to romantic relationships. You got me? Okay. People treat you the way that they see you treat yourself. And this is one of the things that people kind of get a little confused, okay? This is where the ego kind of comes in and kind of confuses people when it comes to this, okay? I'm not talking just about how you treat yourself physically, all right? And that doesn't mean just because you get your hair done all the time and your nails done, that doesn't mean because you have the flyest outfit all the time, you keep makeup on, your nails are done, your hair is done, your toes are done, everything is to the 9s and the 10s, and you just slay to the gods. That does not, that's a part of it, but that's not all of it. Because a person can do that, but on the inside, they still don't treat themselves very well, okay? So they can make the outside look good, but the inside is a mess. And energy does not lie. Energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. And when you have certain thoughts about yourself, certain beliefs, that is energy, okay? That's energy. And so even though you may look good on the outside, that energy of how you feel about yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you think about yourself, people can also pick up on that as well, all right? So these are some of the things that people don't really talk about. But again, I always like to infuse the physical with the spiritual because it's all connected and you can't get away from it. When it comes to self-love, there are 4 components of self-love. First component of self-love is self-awareness. Awareness is being aware of your thoughts. Being aware of what you are telling yourself on a daily basis, okay? What are you telling yourself on a daily basis? You have to start being aware of the things that you are telling yourself on a daily basis. A lot of people are very, very ugly to themselves. A lot of negative self-talk. I can't do anything right. I'm stupid. Nothing ever works out for me. And this is a constant thing that's going on in their mind over and over and over again, like a tape recorder, okay? And they're not realizing that these thoughts are actually creating their reality, because that's how it works. They don't realize that. And these negative tapes keep looping every single day, over and over and over again, because they are telling themselves these negative things, these negative thoughts, okay? A negative thought process. So when you love yourself, you have to be aware of that, and you have to start doing the work to reprogramming your subconscious so that these tapes no longer play. And what I like to recommend, and I'll probably do a whole nother video just on this, because I recommend affirmations. But there's a way to do affirmations, because if you just say some affirmations, it's not going to penetrate the subconscious mind. It's a way that you have to do it. That's the first step, self-awareness. Then you move on to the second component of self-love, and that is self-worth, okay? Now, our self-worth is our belief system, and our belief system is usually developed as a child. So if we've had people in our lives who were displayed narcissist behavior, if they were mean to us, if they traumatized us, if they belittled our talents and our strengths, if they talked down to us, then a lot of times we don't feel highly of ourselves, so our self-worth isn't there. And that's where you get the people pleasing, the not having boundaries, the perfectionism. That's where that stems from. Out of self-worth, you get self-esteem, which is the third component of self-love. And that's all about how comfortable you are with yourself. Okay? Do you feel like you have to change who you are to be accepted by other people? Okay, if you do, then that's a low sense of self. That's low self-esteem. If you feel like you have to change who you are, or you're not comfortable in your own skin. Okay? You're not comfortable being yourself around other people. Constantly comparing yourself to other people. All of that is self-esteem. Having high self-esteem is knowing that you are valuable. Despite anything that has gone on in your life, despite, you are valuable. This is not the same from saying that you are a prize to a man, because we already know that men already have their own expectations. We're not talking about that. This is you. This is all about you. This is all about how you feel about yourself. This is all about your personal standards. This is all tied into your self-esteem. Okay? Whether you are assertive or whether you are a pushover, whether you have boundaries, whether you don't have boundaries, you let people take advantage of you, whether you don't let people take advantage of you, all of this ties into your self-esteem. And what I see a lot of women do, they don't work on any of those things, and they constantly put themselves in situations where they let men take advantage of them because they have not set forth any boundaries or standards for themselves. They allow these men to come into their lives, use them up, and leave. And now you have those women who are now angry, bitter, and traumatized. They don't go sit down somewhere and do this inner work and work on loving themselves. They dog men all day long on social media and real life, even to the point where they can't even spell the word men without putting a roach in it. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all ever see these women on social media that put a roach in the middle of the E? They replace the E with the roach because they say they do it because they're gonna get flagged or whatever. That's BS, because I can spell men all day without putting a roach in it. That just tells me that you were hurt and you have not worked on that self-esteem, my love. Work on it. When you work on that, then you won't even have to do all that. But anyway, have to get to a point where we start holding ourselves accountable for the part that we played in this. Everything goes back to self. We are the main character in our story, okay? We are the main character. And if we are the main character, the people in our lives are the supporting characters. And how we see ourselves is a reflection of how we will be treated. The last component of self-love is self-care. And I see a lot of girlies tend to think that self-care equals self-love, and it's just a component of self-love. It's not the whole thing. Self-love isn't selfish at all, okay? Yes, when you love yourself, you are going to set boundaries. Yes, when you love yourself, you are going to make sure that you're good before anybody else is good. But it's not saying you're going to be selfish and not be there for other people. That's narcissism. That is not self-love. And that's where I'm seeing a lot of ladies getting confused. They're getting narcissism confused with self-love. And baby, that is like really the total opposite, honestly. Honestly, it is. I guess you could put it on the scale, but narcissism will be way over there and self-love will be right here, okay? Narcissism is more of the ego. Self-love isn't. Self-love comes from the heart. That's your true self. So we have to start understanding this and not getting this confused, okay? But when you love yourself, you are going to take care of yourself first. You're not going to burn yourself out. And you know what I'm saying? You're not going to burn yourself out to the point where you can't help anybody. You're not even going to allow yourself to get to the point of burnout, because you're going to make sure that you're good, and you're going to do things like get the massage, or, you know, take the time out for yourself. Go have a walk in nature. Anything dealing with your health, okay? Working out, exercising. And this includes your physical health, your mental health, and your spiritual health, okay? Whatever you do to make sure that those are in tip-top shape, that is a form of self-care, which is a part of self-love, but it's not the whole thing, okay? I just got to get us to this understanding. So yes, pampering yourself is great. I love to pamper myself. I love it, okay? But I know that that's not the full spectrum when it comes to self-love. They have to have love for self. I believe before anyone gets into a relationship, they have to have love for self. They have to have love for self. You have to, okay? If you have been in relationships and it didn't work out, you were traumatized and all of that, then you have to do the inner work so that you can build your self-worth back up, so you can have healthy self-esteem, and you can get back to knowing who you are, okay? Understanding yourself. This is understanding your triggers. This is understanding your emotions. This is your thought patterns. This is holding yourself accountable. This is healing from the past. This is strengthening your confidence. When you truly love yourself, it means that you're going to treat yourself with kindness, respect, and most of all, you're going to accept yourself no matter what. And then when it comes to a romantic relationship, you're going to attract someone on that same vibration. And they are going to respect you. They are going to treat you with kindness. They are going to honor your boundaries, because this is what you have set forth for yourself. So when I see women that's always talking about how men are this and men are that, and it's always negative, and there aren't a lot of good ones out here, and where are the good ones, and all of that, and I always have to tell them that, honey, it goes back to yourself. There are plenty of good men out here, but you're not going to see them until you become a good woman to yourself. For those of you who get it, you get it, you understand what I'm saying, and then you will start to see this video should open up your awareness in itself, to where you will start to notice that the women who talk the most ish when it comes to men, you know that there are some flaws there within their self-worth and their self-esteem. They may pretend all day with the outside, but again, energy does not lie. They say all men are this and that, and it's all negative, and they're not showing any compassion. They don't have any compassion for themselves. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's a mirror. Everything is a mirror. As within, so without. These are universal laws. Going back to people with low self-esteem, okay? You'll know when someone has low self-esteem, or even yourself, when you are constantly jumping in and out of relationships. You don't give yourself time to heal. You don't give yourself time to get over the other person. You don't give time for your yoni to heal itself, okay? To break soul ties. You don't give yourself time. You just hop into the next relationship. That is a form of low self-esteem and a lack of self-love. Overlooking red flags. Again, a lot of y'all not doing that inner work, and you go all the way over to the other side. I'm just gonna use them. It's all about the money. It's all about the bag. And now, because it's all about the bag, it's all about the money, you are ignoring critical red flags in people. because you're overlooking the character of the person. You just trying to get to the bag. That's all you care about. So because of that, you are ignoring a lot of red flags. That is a form of low self-esteem and a lack of self-love. Always needing validation. To me, that's what you call a pick-me, are the women who constantly need validation from men or other people to make them feel a certain way about themselves. That is a lack of self-love. And I do think that social media is allowing people, because it used to be like women would try to do whatever to get validation from men, you know what I'm saying, dress provocatively, you know, put themselves out there for men. And now they feel like they don't need to do that because it's like the likes from social media took that place. But they're still pick-me's. Anyway, another thing that I see people who lack self-esteem and self-love do is they're always the victim. It's always somebody else's fault. It's always the man's fault. When it comes to relationships, it's always the man's fault. It's always him. He did it, he a dog. They the reason the world is like this. Women don't have no role in that. Okay. Anyone with healthy self-esteem will be what? Self-aware. And they'll know the part that they played. They're not just going to just play the victim all the time. So yes, the women that's out there that's constantly complaining and blaming all of the bad things in the world on men, they have low self-esteem. I know some people may be triggered by this, but it is what it is. This is the truth. You can look this stuff up, okay? You can look this is a part of psychology. So yeah, so there will be a part 2 to this video because I don't want to make these videos super long because I do want to keep your attention. So I'll do a part 2. If you have any questions, like I want to know, let's add on to what I'm saying. I want to know what your thoughts are. Add on to this. What do you think? Leave them in the comment section below. Like I want to know what y'all think about this. What do y'all think about what I'm saying? Add to it, you know. I'm just sharing my point of view, but what's your point of view? I would love to know. It just all boils down to, if you love yourself, you're going to have boundaries, okay? You're going to set boundaries with yourself around other people and even your time. And this goes back to the whole coffee date situation and what I was talking about, okay? You can't be so eager to give all of your time to somebody, especially if you just met them, because you feel like telling them to take you on an expensive date tells you or tells them how much self-worth you have about yourself. That's not how it works. Again, this is internally, not externally. All right, you telling a man to take you on an expensive date doesn't tell him anything but maybe she's trying to use me for my money. But when you set standards with your time and boundaries with your time and the access, it's gonna make them want you even more. You're gonna know that you have a healthy sense of self-worth because you're just not allowing yourself to give up all of your time to someone who you just met. You gotta forgive yourself for the past. You gotta forgive yourself when you messed up. And you gotta take accountability for where you were at fault. And let other people take advantage of you. When you have a healthy sense of self-worth and self-love, you will not allow any man to take advantage of you. So for those of you who are afraid to get back out there because you're afraid that history will repeat itself and you'll get taken advantage of, once you do the inner work, that is going to be a lot easier to see through, okay? Someone taking advantage of you. You'll know. Your intuition, that heart space that you're working on, will be able to tell you. So I'm gonna leave y'all with a little exercise to do. Anytime that you are facing a difficult situation or a choice that you have to make, no matter what it is, ask yourself, what would someone who loved themselves do? One more exercise, because I gotta give y'all some work, okay? That's what I do. Identify one thing that you can do for yourself and write it down and do it, okay? So that's it. All right, y'all. I want to know y'all point of view. I want to know y'all thoughts. I want to know what you think about this. If you have something that you want to add, let me know in the comment section. I do appreciate it. And if you've made it this far to the video, I love y'all so much. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see y'all on the next video. Bye, love.